blue has been brought back to the world, and boy has it. I mean, it's drowning out pretty much every trace of red and green in the hub world right now. Now, this game is supposed to be about recovering from grief and depression, sadness, which is the obvious sort of metaphor to go for. Being this oppressive is only natural. Oh, yes, and of course this was going to be a water area, not any sort of, like, freezing ice world or anything. The area is represented by a big turtle. Only 5 mementos. Might be simple, might be a lot of searching just for the last one. You know, in the previous sections, they were pretty well strewn out. You could always find one of them after just a couple minutes of searching. Oh, and speaking of which, here's the ones that are remaining in the green section. And there is one thing that I didn't show there. Specifically, it is one of the Kubler-Ross achievements that requires knowledge that I shouldn't have quite yet. So when that time comes, I'll show exactly what it is. Large system of caves down below the hub world. It's neat. You're not just going for a big, open, watery type area. It's actually a cave area and taking minimalism in the other direction rather than a bunch of pale white and gray structures. You're getting some very small cave. You're getting some very small cave structures that are entirely black, big outline silhouettes. And also water, clearly being established as working a little bit differently than how you would expect. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be seeing some of the old mainstays, like weighing things down. That's to be expected. I mean, it's kind of surprising that I haven't seen something that is just a straight-up pulley system or something like a set of scales just yet. Seems like the most obvious thing that you could possibly do when it comes to using the block power-up. And since I don't have the ability to swim, I think that's probably going to be the ability in this area. But since I don't have the ability to swim, it seems like it's all about making sure that I can get underwater. Yep. Ooh, neat. But this also does prove that, yeah, no matter how far you get underground, you're still going to be encountering a lot of very large... Oh, neat. You're still going to be encountering a whole lot of very large marble structures. Those sort of things... Those sort of monolithic buildings will never go away, it seems. Well, it's a good design. Definitely gives a bit of very specific flair to the game, which I like. Okay. Water trees, I guess. I mean, I assume that they probably work in the same way, but rather than being timed, they just have water. Well, so it's a strange thing to have in the game, that the theme is supposed to be that trees are all square. I mean, square and circle stuff do appear pretty prominently in the game. For example, anytime you get a power-up, And hell, even if you're looking at the pause screen, something I didn't even realize last time was that you can see that the square and then the square tilted on its side is actually apparently a pretty big theme in the game. So, oh, you can jump on these. Plays a little wind chime effect. Probably a little hard to hear since I tend to mix my videos pretty low. I gotta do better about that. Bouncy mushrooms? No. I was almost expecting it because this game, while it is obviously doing its own thing, also does fall into a lot of basic platformer cliches. For example, stuff like bouncy mushrooms wouldn't really come as a surprise to me at all. Oh, okay. Nothing to it. Yeah, it's interesting that oh yeah, even the background is colored red because that's where you use the block. That's where you got that. What exactly is that supposed to be? It sounded like the tinkling of glass or something when I was falling down that sort of steep incline. And just like sea foam or something, I guess. Yeah, even in a little tiny cave system, you do get some pretty good vistas to look at around here. I would say the visual style is probably the biggest of the game's strengths. Nomada really knocked out of the park when it came to coming up with a bunch of very nice looking areas everywhere you go. Okay, this is pretty easy. I can see you right here. And then quickly over to the right. Oh, come on, I had that too. Okay, so I guess you gotta hug the wall a little bit. Gotta do this like I'm trying to solve a maze or something. Just hold your hand on the left side of the wall and then keep walking. And there we are. Still haven't seen any area that you could probably find a memento just yet. Yeah, to no one's surprise, when you're deep underground, it's a lot more about mushrooms than... Oh, that was easy. Alright, I guess I'm looking for that. A lot more about seeing mushrooms than finding a bunch of other type of flora. Other type of hypogeal flora. Now, so much for not having any sort of like a freezy type stuff going on here. And, oh, it's solid. Alright, seems like a pretty simple puzzle. Just that, and BJ Winterbottoms. Oh, duh! There you go. Unless that didn't work. Okay. Try that one again. Not entirely sure. Cool. Not entirely sure what this... Why would an area that appears to be crystals or ice... I guess I did see that part earlier with a bunch of the ice on... Or some sort of foam on the ground. But why is it flash freezing me occasionally? I don't get that part in particular. Oh, and I guess you just can't create one in midair. Because that would have been my next idea if that part didn't work. And this game is supposed to be about pretty simple type of platforming. To have a difficult puzzle where you had to time yourself during a specific event would be ridiculous. I don't think that would work much at all. No, yeah. And I'm going to take a guess right now that this area with the big light shaft there is probably where this starts and stops working. Come on. Well, at least it does make it very obvious that... Okay. So what do I gotta pound down, like one of these stakes or something? Oh. Yeah, that works too. That wasn't really what I was planning for it to do. I thought you were going to have to pound down each one of the stakes or something, and that would open it up. But whatever solves the puzzle. I'm always somebody that is completely fine with a solution, regardless of if I understood it or not. What you got for me? As if I can't already predict what this is going to be. Yep, and it's a second circle. And I'm betting that in the fourth area, I'll probably get another diamond inside there. And it's swimming. Well, it's a very specific type of swimming. It's not just, Oh, it's like a Majora's Mask type of swimming, where you just point in direction that you want to go, and then you can dash. Which is not too bad at all. I kind of like that. It's all orangey down here, too. Oh, God. That and the... Okay, first off, this thing looks great. But second off, that gigantic sunfish in the background. Oh, boy. It reminds me of a very specific water level in video games that Hey, get back here. That I will always remember, all the way back in, of course, everybody's favorite platformer, Commander Keen 4. Hey, look, I didn't grow up with a console as a kid. I grew up with a PC. I had DOS, shareware. The Well of Wishes, and the Well of Wishes, which had the dope fish in it. Which dope fish, yes, the name was entirely what it was. That was also one of the scariest parts in all of video games, because you're just kind of in the middle of a big blue void, and then suddenly the dope fish comes up, eats you, and instantly kills you. I think everybody has some sort of experience with that when it comes to video games and swimming around in water. No, I can't just go through here. But yeah, judging by the thing in the middle there, I'm going to need 6 or so. So it's not just 2 that I got back last time, like in the green area. Yeah, despite this being the sort of like a depression area, I guess, is probably what I would call blue. At least in some terms. It's like when it comes to video games and water, usually it's more about fear, being spooky, being scary. Then again, I suppose we can just wait until the blackbird arrives again. I really have my doubts that I've seen the last of that. I didn't actually press jump. Really have my doubts that I've seen the last of that, dude. And also, I do know about one achievement in this area. So that's my cryptic way of saying that, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what's about to be happening. There we are. A little bit awkward to do that, but not too bad at all. Of course, that's the entirety of GRIS. And the main character does kind of take on the look of a fish herself when she's doing this. And I just go clockwise, I guess, because the fact that this looks like the hexagon kind of looks like it goes in a circle, it's probably going to be like a circle each one of these areas. And that was one I was just in. No. I like the look of the coral. Just like gigantic S's all over the place. And it's a lot of potted plants because even underwater, not even just underground, but underwater, you're not going to get away from those things. All right. Okay. Some sort of gigantic red coral that I'm looking at here, I guess. That's hollow? I don't know. I don't know. You can't get through this. So... Oh, wait, I'm being followed by stuff. What is this? Does this give me, like, extra fast dashing or something? Because those are the butterflies you would normally be dashing with. So... It doesn't seem to. I guess it's because I touched the red coral up here. You know, it has that kind of color that it powered me up with my little Dorito butt. Oh, it just gives you a double jump. Okay, that's easy enough. Oh yeah, I'll have to remember that for the future. Go touch the red water around the coral, and that gives you apparently a double jump that you use as you get out of the water, I guess? Maybe? I don't really want to be... As always, I will kind of save... extra... memento collecting and everything like that. Oh. I guess the water does not continue inside there. So okay, and they just go... Oh, that's kind of neat. They have like a little look of... They have the kind of look of a ribbon or something when they go away. I didn't... Oh, they're just right here. All right, so I guess you just find them in the water. That's fine, too. Whatever. I don't even care. Interesting little mechanic. That's got to be something that's pretty hard to design around. You know, the ability to... swimming and then jumping. So I doubt that I'm going to be able to see a whole lot of it coming up here. But it is there. Oh, now here we go. Oh, no, I didn't actually press up there. It just does that. All right. So I guess that whatever I'm supposed to be doing here is going to open up that area then later on. Yeah, I don't think I can't see this. Still have not gotten a memento yet. Not that I've really been looking, but still. Does this, like, blue do anything? Nope, not at all. I'm going to guess that I probably need some more of those red butterflies to be able to get whatever's up there. How do you think a bird lives down here? Oh, there's one of the mementos. All right, then, sure. Oh, I didn't notice that there was an actual lift. Oh, all right. Well, at least it's nice to kind of get like a little bit more of a return to the whole puzzle mechanics and everything like that when it comes to... Cannot see myself. Oh, there we are. And, okay. It's kind of nice to see like a return to the puzzle mechanics compared to the last areas, which have been pretty light on some of the stars, so... Oh, you just go through each one of these. Yep, okay. Which have been pretty light on some of the stars, so... I guess I'm going to get a lot more of the constellation back in the hub filled out. But I'm not entirely sure what it's even supposed to be at this point, so that'll be nice to at least see that. And yeah... Okay. Let's do this. Concept of the one-way doors in a platformer. I like how they're used here. It's like, I think the most ridiculous usage of it that I've ever seen is all the way back in Yoshi's Island, where they had the what looked like gigantic pinball flippers that existed solely to keep you from going back in an area. You're wondering, why does Yoshi's Island, a place that has very little... it just dropped me right down in there. A place that has very little infrastructure, have gigantic pinball paddles around. I guess Baby Bowser set them up. Sure, why not? Alright. Then, do I only need one more here? I think I'm getting dangerously close to ending this area. And then this is probably going to be the... And I've noticed before that each one of these sections is sort of follows the same suit of splitting up into... Yes, of course, it's that. Of splitting up into two areas. And then the second half is probably going to be down there. Although I suppose you could kind of consider this to be the second half. Block. Go faster. Well, I guess not. Yeah, you could kind of consider this to be the second area. You did get the power up, and it is a bit different from the first part. But that would make this whole thing fairly... And just go from the other direction. Yeah, that works too. Okay, cool. Puzzle solved. It is different enough. And is that all I need to do? Oh, it's the turtle. And it's glowing red. So that's the joke. Let's go. Hey, in every one of the sections, you also get one, some kind of buddy animal along with you. Whether it's the trash can squid, the battle block teeter guy, and now Big Turtle. Big glowing turtle. Sending me down to the deepest, dankest of depths. Which wasn't even all that far. Come on, main character of GRIS. Surely you could have... Oh, here we go. If I just pressed left there for a second, could I have just ended this area? There's a question. I feel like I'm missing out on some mementos, but let's do this for more of the cinematic sake. Oh. Oh no, that wasn't just a preview. You really are going up to this section. Also, I guess that this would confirm that indeed the statue woman is the GRIS main character's mom. Okay, gotcha. Sorry I had to ruin this moment for a second because it defaulted to the control scheme for the controller. Oh, well, if I'm right about this, good enough. Hey, I knew it. And alright. Yes, I did see this. And how did I know what the button was supposed to be for that? Because basically, for the achievement that after this section I'll show you, I basically just mashed all of the buttons on the keyboard until one worked. Now, the way that this game is, you don't actually need to press anything to get away from the squid. However, there is an achievement for dodging all of its attacks or whatever, which is, you know, pretty much, as far as I can tell, supposed to be mash the dash button, which is, I guess, the swim button in this context, as fast as you can. Whatever. I'll just let it play out here, and I'll do that later, so you don't have to hear my keyboard clickety-clacking all the time. Now, that's just crazy. Although I suppose this was the idea that the Blackbird as a monster could shoot out smaller copies of itself was established all the way back in the Green chapter, where you... Oh, neat. Because that's it. Was established all the way back in the Green chapter, where the extra hard cawing was shown as a second bird coming out of the mouth of the first bird. Still, taken to a little bit ridiculous of an extreme there. Oh, and yeah, here is the proper achievement. Bargaining, yep. Like I said, it was all about the Kubler Ross. And the next one here, as soon as I actually go look it up, because I have no idea what it's supposed to be right now, is depression. Which, well, yeah, of course it is. I mean, I knew that going in. Well, I'll look forward to it in the next chapter, which I do believe is supposed to be yellow. Not even though it looked more like, maybe not even white, but light from the cutscene. They're shown with the giant woman statue. Not even sure, because there's not... Blue completely took over the entire background and everything. And yellow seems to... I guess it's supposed to be represented by these... No. By these little bits of coral lighting up. But that's the only thing that seems to have really changed thus far. Also, the first time that I think one of the giant statues has opened their eyes. So it's starting to get somewhere. Slowly but surely. Okay, then. I guess when you're going back down like that, it should have been obvious, but hey, got me. I jumped a little bit. Eye is rapidly changing colors. That's good. Always good to know that your various friends will always have you back in this game. And of course, shot in the exact same way as the gigantic blackbird following behind you. So, the symbolism is clear. I swear, if that was going to lead to me getting attacked by the by the eel again. That would have been crazy. They made the sound of me collecting something, I thought, for a second. Also, I can see the memento up there. And yeah, I guess yellow is supposed to be based around, like, holograms? Like, creating hologram stuff? Strange. Or maybe it's supposed to be what you got with these crystals now is out into the world as a whole. That said, that is the area where I got the power-ups, so I'm going back upwards, it seems. Yeah, this is definitely the roof of the two crystal areas that I was at before. It's no mere coincidence that I'm over here. Seems like it's just going to be a little bit of light backtracking, and for some reason the game minimized itself, and that was weird. Ah, yes. So you get near it and it lights up. Gotcha. And that guides you through the darkness. Do you get it? Yeah, the most pure form of the various elements of the world. Trees. Sure, why not? And otherwise, it does seem like there is just a little bit of using some of the, you know, maybe a little bit of artful usage of the, oh, yeah, right there. Of the red butterflies to get back as well. You know, even though with the big squid battle, the big eel fight, or however you could describe it, still seemed like this is a fairly short area. Maybe it's just because it feels that way because a lot of stuff happened. I appreciate that. Certainly better than some spikes on the ground. Ah. Also, wow, didn't see these things since the very beginning, which I didn't even know that they poked up from the ground when you slammed there, so news to me. And I guess that it's just anything that gets near those, not just doing it myself. Will light them up. Oh, yeah, and all the way back up to the trees. And since I know that I can go up waterfalls now, they're usable. Cannot land on top of them, though. This is in the green section. And if I'm not wrong, this is probably going to be, yep, here's the hub. And then the red butterflies I found last time will now lead to some hologram-esque buildings, which look like they will go directly to the upper right of the hub area. For what might be the final area? I don't know. I suppose we'll see next time in Yellow.